So let's talk about the Braun Series 9 Pro. This thing is positioned as the absolute top-of-the-line electric shaver, and yeah, it has a price tag to match. So the big question we're tackling today is it actually worth it? We're going to tear it down, look at the tech, the performance, and see if it justifies that cost. Let's get into it.
And right off the bat, Braun is not playing around. They're hitting us with the world's #1 foil shaver brand claim. Now you might think, okay, that's just marketing, but hold on, this is actually based on data from major research institutes. But, when you make a claim that big, your top product, the Series 9 Pro, has some seriously high expectations.
No matter what you're working with, a one-day stubble, a 3-day beard, even a full week's growth. I mean, that's a pretty bold claim, right? Covering that whole range is tough. So let's dig into the engineering that's supposed to pull it off. All right, so the secret sauce here, the main feature that really sets the Series 9 Pro apart is what Braun calls ProLift technology. This is their big engineering trick to solve a super common shaving problem. So, what does it actually do?
Okay, so at the very core of this tech is the ProLift trimmer, and its job is pretty cool. It doesn't just cut the hair, it's designed to physically lift up those tricky, flat-lying hairs that most shavers just, glide right over. This is their specific fix for that annoying, longer beard growth that's so hard to get perfectly smooth.
And it's not just about that one trimmer. They've paired it with some other really smart design features. For instance, there's a redesigned precision switch. This thing actually locks the shaver head in place, which gives you way better control in those awkward spots, like under your nose or along the jawline. Oh, and it's 100% waterproof, so you can use it however you want. Dry, with foam, gel, even in the shower. Total flexibility.
All right, so the tech sounds pretty impressive on paper, right? But the real question is, does it actually work in the real world? Let's check out the numbers from a major online retailer and see what thousands of actual users are saying.
And boom, the first thing that jumps out is the overall rating, a really solid 4.4 out of 5 stars. Now that's a great score on its own, but what makes it really powerful is the story behind that number. Yeah, see, that 4.4 rating isn't just from like a dozen people who got it early. We're talking about more than 6,600 reviews. When you have a sample size that big, it gives the rating some serious weight. It tells you people are consistently happy with this thing over the long haul.
And think about how crowded the men's shaver market is. It's insane. And yet, the Series 9 Pro is ranked number 17 among bestsellers in men's foil shavers on Amazon. That's a big deal. It shows it's not just well-liked, it's also a consistent top seller.
And it's not like the hype has died down. Just look at this. On this one site alone, over 700 of these were bought in the past month. 700! That tells you that even now, the Series 9 Pro is still a super hot item.
Okay, let's switch gears to something super practical, battery life. Because nobody wants a dead shaver, right? On a full charge, you're going to get a solid 60 minutes of runtime. That's easily enough for a week, maybe even 2 worth of shaves. It makes it super reliable for everyday use or for travel, without having to pack the charger every single time.
Okay, so we've looked at the cool tech, we've looked at the performance data, now let's get down to brass tacks. The different models available and, the big one, how much they're going to set you back. So this chart breaks it down for us pretty clearly. You've got the 9419s model, which lists for about $330, but you can usually find it closer to $275. Then there's the 9465cc, which is a little more because it adds that fancy cleaning station. And finally, the top-of-the-line 9477cc. So that base 9419s model looks like a pretty good entry point into the Pro Series without breaking the bank.
All right, so when you pay that premium price, what do you actually get in the box? I mean, a high-end product should feel like a complete experience, right? So let's take a look at the full kit. And they really give you the whole shebang. Of course, you get the electric shaver itself, but you also get a charging stand, a really nice hard-shelled travel case, a little cleaning brush, the power cord, and the user manual. It's the complete package. You're pretty much good to go right out of the box.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. After looking at all that, what are the main things you really need to know about the Braun Series 9 Pro?
All right, here are the key takeaways. First, this thing is built from the ground up with that ProLift trimmer to tackle tough, multi-day beards. Second, its performance isn't just a claim. It's backed up by thousands of really high user ratings. Third, because it's waterproof, you can use it pretty much however you want, wet or dry. And finally, you're not just buying a shaver, you're getting a complete premium kit right from the start. And all of that leaves us with one big question, doesn't it?
With this kind of specialized technology that's aimed at everything from one-day stubble to a full 7-day beard, and with all that data to back it up, you really have to ask, is this the ultimate tool for any beard? Based on everything we've looked at today, it definitely makes a very, very strong argument.